All right, we are back. And with today's episode, I want to talk about the crown jewel of principles. Another word for Vedanta is Sanatana Dharma. And Sanatana Dharma could be translated as eternal principles, eternal ideals. And out of all of the ideals within Vedanta, whether it's the practical side and it is operating your business or operating in a new job, being a mother of 3 kids, or you are thinking about the profound and you are thinking about how to align yourself with higher ideals in life, there is one crown jewel, is what it's called, of the ideals within Vedanta. And that is discernment. Now, the word discernment doesn't typically ring a bell for people when they think of ideals. And that's mainly because we're given ideals in the West, like, say, the 10 Commandments, where it is spelled out for you. There is no activation within you to light up your own internal fire of wisdom, judgment, and discrimination of what is needed in different scenarios. The Old Testament has over 600 rules and laws for people to follow. That's pretty prescriptive. Vedanta doesn't have any of these shoulds and should nots. There's no real concept of sin in Vedanta. The closest that Vedanta gets to the concept of sin is this idea of that which agitates. So it's not don't sin because of some cosmic judge. It's more from the fact that, well, if you do that, it's probably going to agitate you. I had 2 scoops of ice cream last night, and that dairy agitated me. I'm not punished for the sin in any cosmic way. I'm punished by the actual action itself. That's the closest Vedanta gets to this concept of sin. So it's not about a list of laws that then you check on your checklist. Okay, I did that and I did that. I didn't do that. I did that right. It's much more about an internal introspection. And the engine of internal introspection, the navigation, the steering wheel of navigating life comes down to cultivating one ideal over any other, and that is discernment. The ability to discern. The ability to see the end in the beginning. Can you see the end in the beginning of whatever decision that's right in front of you? Cultivating that ability to discern. It's not just from right from wrong of what you should or shouldn't do in a scenario, but it's discerning what is important, what has value, and what has more value than, say, something that might have fleeting immediate value. We get in so many knots in life. We tie ourselves in so many knots because we can't adequately discern what has lasting, bigger value versus something that might have immediate value to us. That ice cream brings up the phrase, a second on the lips and years on the hips. Hopefully 2 scoops of ice cream, it's not really going to add a couple pounds to the hips, although it might. We'll see. I'm no doctor. But when we do enter into these scenarios, these knots in life that we ourselves are tying around us, it's usually from the lack of ability to discern. Well, what is the end game? What is the end in the beginning that is right before me? My favorite surfer in the world, Koa Rothman, he once said that in all of his years of being a pro surfer, the thing that he has honed more than anything else is wave selection. The thing that he wishes he could tell his younger self 15 years prior, more than any other skill he's developed, was the ability to choose the right waves. In other words, now he can look at a wave and say, oh, that's going to be an absolute wipeout. Wouldn't touch that at all. And see another wave and say, oh, that's going to be wave of the day. That might be wave of the month. But that ability to discern, when you and I might look at it and say, well, they all look the same to me. That nuanced ability to discern one from the other, that's the difference between wiping out in life and getting the ride of your life. So that's today's reflection. I look forward to tomorrow's. This has been the Daily Vedantic.